Good afternoon, so let's go ahead and get started. So last week we planned to reteach our lowest standards from the ALA assessment, and actually we decided we was going to use guided discourse to kind of guide the students through reviewing their answers and looking at the correct answers. And I'll let Ms. Shaw share overall how do you think it went?
It went very well. I was surprised to see how just a discussion and going back and analyzing with a partner, they were able to get the correct answer.
Okay, awesome. All right, so today we're going to narrow the focus and we will dive into the ISOM PMA. And so the standards that we're going to focus on mainly is RI 6 and RI 5. So before we jump into these assessment items, can I get a volunteer to complete the notional chart? So based on this standard, determine the author's point of view, a purpose of the text, and analyze how an author uses rhetoric to advance their purpose. view or purpose in a text and analyze how an author uses rhetoric to advance the point of view or purpose. So can I have a volunteer to chair the no side? Ms. Bonnie, can I have this right here? This right here. Who's on here?
Point of view is the author's perspective or attitude towards a subject and how or why their perspective differs from others. Bias often affects an author's point of view. The purpose is what the author is trying to achieve. Effective speaking and writing is determined by whether or not an author achieved his or her purpose. Analyzing rhetoric includes analyzing time and conditions, context, and audience. Analyzing rhetoric includes analyzing the author's use of rhetorical appeals to achieve his or her purpose.
Thank you. Is there anything you all would like to answer no shot? No side? Okay, great. Let's move on to our show side. Can I have a different volunteer?
Explain what language or specific examples of rhetorical devices the author uses to achieve his or her purpose. Identify the speaker's primary point of view toward a subject. Explain possible sources of bias to look for when reading. Explain how, is that credible?
Mm-hmm.
Credible and logical the author's ideas and arguments are.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's move on. So today we're gonna go ahead and look at the exemplar. The exemplar we're looking at is actually the assessment, since we're discussing this based on the assessment. And we're focusing on questions 4 and 5. So, according to the answer key, what's the answer?
C and
Or for number 4?
four,
Number
four, C on number C.
Okay,
Number 5 is D.
number 5 is C. So is there anything that we would, well, first off, looking at in relationship to the standard, how is this answer short in relation to the standard?
So the question asks, which statement best describes the author's main purpose?
Absolutely, and that's directly from the standard. Then moving on to analyzing the student exemplar, so if the student particularly had it correct, then, they would have also chose that answer. But we're just gonna go and jump into our conversation and what we feel the answer is, and just have our conversation based on it, okay? So, in our opinion, what's the answer?
D.
And why?
I mean, I see it. Or 4.
Okay, for number 4, we said, you said D, right? Okay.
Analyzing thought processes, historical decision.
Okay, and so based on that, what part of the standard is revealed in this particular answer? From what we said, the students will need to know. And then for number 5?
Number 5, they have B as in boy, and we felt as though the answer is A as in apple. And it's basically, from the textual evidence, from paragraph 2.
Okay, so the argument is in paragraph 2, the text mainly describes how the scientists work together.
Right, so the overall idea is, of the text are showing, how and why, basically why, the Manhattan Project was created. So why was this bomb created? And so that's what the text 1 tells us why it was created. Paragraph 2 of text 1 tells us really what urged the president to go ahead and go through with it.
Okay.
And that's the answer choice B for, part A and A for part B. That's my understanding of it.
Do anybody have anything you want to add? So again, it says, how does paragraph 2 in text 1 best help develop and refine the author's ideas? So that can be one of the author's ideas, and not necessarily my author's. So now let's talk about the gaps. So we see that several of our students missed this particular question. So let's talk about, their misconceptions. What is it that we think why did the kids choose B? To provide little known details about the Manhattan Project.
I feel that, if they did the process of elimination, then B and D would have been the answer choices that were left standing.
Okay.
So if that's what they did, it would have been left with B and D.
Okay.
And the text does give little known details about the Manhattan, it gives details about the Manhattan Project, but it's not the best answer.
Okay. So, in relationship to the standard, we will say that the students anybody else want to add anything? So, I'm torn.
Really, I can't do it.
Because, okay, so again, misconception, so I'm saying that the students didn't necessarily recognize his perspective and how he was introducing his point of view, or the subject, which takes us back to the first thing we said they need to know in relation to the STEM. And at the forefront. Okay. So the purpose of the point of view was vague.
Yeah. To me, if it was, when you read previous, if it's just being in different things, our top point of view on, you were able to kind of like readily identify how that author felt about, whatever issue they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, it's confusing because it gives more historical background and it's not clearly saying, this is what I feel or this is what I think about it.
Right. And so when I look at the reports or whatever, the answers are actually all over the place, with one of the grades, and then whereas the other grade, the answers were pre-stated. 20 kids chose B, and 9 kids chose D. You know what I mean? So now we still need to get at why even D, why they choose D? Because essentially we agree that D is wrong.
But, yeah, they chose B because they did they eliminated A and they eliminated C. So they were left with B and D.
And then I think about it too, and this may sound very, remedial in a sense, but if you see Manhattan Project more than one text, you probably don't feel like that.
And that's the title, that's the title of the,
So you gonna really feel like.
half of them rather than.
Oh, no, they read it.
They read it,
They read it, sure.
sure.
They read it and annotated.
But see,
And understood what was going on.
We're gonna take this.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Okay, so you saying because they only saw it 1 or 2 times, they felt like it was providing little to no details?
Well, not so much of that, but it just was like, oh man, it's talking about the Manhattan Project. I saw it this many times. So that could be the answer because it's
Okay.
readily mentioned.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
That's good, I didn't think about it.
You're right. Alright, so now we have our misconceptions, basically we're saying, or I'm arguing that the students have recognized the office perspective, and how we introduce this, and then actually, the office point of view is vague. And, they possibly chose D because of the repeated phrase or topic, because they was introduced to it in the beginning of the text, and then came back again, the very last line, I believe. So moving on, now we need to, well, we kinda did this, describe the conceptual understanding, and the procedural gaps. So what are our kids missing? What do we think?
What we may be missing if the office point of view is vague. Are they missing something or is the author?
I mean, but
The question may be.
But even
it's a
though,
complex text, and so they're gonna be expected to be able to read between the lines of this type of material.
So what you're saying is they ought to be able to infer.
Yes,
So teach inference, go deeper with inference maybe?
okay.
How to identify when they see, maybe certain concepts that would lead them to make an inference about something.
because even if I look at this, even if, let's say the answer was what we said the answer was, then many of them still would have got it wrong. So
Exactly, and see, that's my
there's
argument.
still a gap.
There's still a gap. Right, because like I said, 20 kids in one class chose B, and in another class, 15 kids chose B. So either way, they were wrong.
Yeah, either way.
Either way, they were wrong. So we're saying emphasis, and I also say making connections.
Making
You know,
connection.
being able to make these connections between what this author has introduced in the beginning of the text, he brings it up again, kind of in the second paragraph, and then closes it out in the third paragraph.
What about being able to clearly distinguish what the main idea is?
Right. Then question number one, ask them about that.
I believe so.
That's what question number one.
Yep.
And the majority of the kids got it right.
Yeah. All of them, mine is at 4 out of one class, and all of mine is at 1 out of the other class.
What is it? Which
Well, now, it says which
one
one.
was agreed upon by all 4 persons?
Okay, so that's not asking about the reasons.
Number
why
two asks what's the main purpose of text 3 and 4.
Number 2, but they still get them.
Yeah, they must have got it.
Yeah, they get them, right.
Yeah. But still, that's talking about 3 and 4, so that means our kids were okay with text 2 through 6. It's text 1
Right.
where we have a problem.
So it also could be that text 1 was a little longer than all the rest.
That,
Been long.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's longer than the other one.
You know what I'm saying? It was a bit longer than all the rest of them, children kind of shy away when they see something long.
Text three is like 3 lines.
You know what I'm saying? 3 and 4 is short.
So look at question number 7. It says choose two conclusions that can be drawn after certain signs of information in text 1 through 6.
And that would be as you.
Yeah. As you can see, if you look at your reports, you'll see how they answer this particular question.
Those answer choices, the questions that have 2 answer choices, normally trips them up.
They get one right, they
Yeah,
get one right,
one right,
and the other
and
one.
the other
And then they don't get points for it.
Yeah.
They don't get half credit.
Oh, they don't?
No.
No.
Because it's wrong.
I guess it's all wrong.
Oh, that's what it is then, I'm like, okay, that, I didn't know that,
And then a
okay.
lot of times when kids read the question, they kind of skip over where it says choose 2, they just be like, oh, well, they kind of skip over it, so maybe we need to break down, how to read this question.
And that can be applied by that this
So
one.
let them, yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on. So we need to decide, do we need to reteach or hold our guided discourse? And then the last meeting, I kinda explained what guided discourse was. Anybody remember? Sure. Okay, so with guided discourse, you start, basically with something called show call. And what show call is, you get an exemplar of a student's work sample, and you put it up there. And then you have the kids to kind of read over and analyze it, and they have to determine why this is the exemplar, why it's right. And then in comparison with their own work, and start looking for the errors and naming the error and then correcting it, basically. So do you all agree that this will be a good opportunity to use guidance? What do you think?
Because it was confusion with it.
I think we probably should get clarity on the correct answer before
Right.
we have a conversation, yeah, because they're gonna be just like this.
And on number 7, I think that the terminology in the,
In the
it's just
question?
even just saying the
The word.
Soviets and the USSR, like, you know, they probably should have wrote those terms down and then put them in their own words.
But those terms were from the passages, right?
Yeah, but they still should have put them, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
with their own little
yeah,
footnotes.
should they put on?
Oh, for the students?
Yeah, for the students,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I thought you were saying in the answer choices.
Well, those are in the answer choices.
No, I'm saying, I thought you were saying they should have worded the.
Oh, no.
Okay, okay. Alright, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go with guided discourse for this particular.
Okay.
And this is how it will work. So, with guided discourse, what you would do is give the kids the text, tell them which particular question you're gonna focus on and require them to reread. So you give them maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, depending on how much time you think they need, to go back and reread and annotate that particular passage. And then you go question by question, having the kids to go through and mark their answer and justify it. Once everyone have their answer, and then you call on volunteers to share those answers. Of course, I will be walking around and monitoring to see, you know, what they are selecting, and it's time for me to go ahead and say, okay, so why should you choose the answer? Especially if they chose the wrong answer again. You know, and kind of redirect along those lines. And, you share the answer and then you move on to the next one. And so we allow the kids to agree or disagree. For example, maybe one kid, I think, so they put the wrong answer. And so we did allow him an opportunity to defend his answer, so we could hear his thought process as to why he chose that particular answer. And then we allowed several kids to go back and justify the correct answer. And he was like, okay, I got it. Okay? So, I'm gonna put it on the screen in case anybody needs to see it. Well, no, I'll just write it right here and we're gonna practice it real quick. So step 1, yeah, I can write. Kids need to read the material. What you as an educator need to do is select the material, right, of the assessment. For us, it's gonna be this one. Step 2, answer the questions. Justify. partner, I think that was my step one, yes, you're right. And so it was interesting to see how the partners, they read it and they were answering the questions, and then they was having a conversation with each other to convince each other why their answer was the correct answer. I feel like I'm leaving something out. And to make it a little bit more engaging, we gave them whiteboards and had them write the answer choice that they chose on one whiteboard and then their justification on the second whiteboard. So that keeps, kind of everybody busy and makes it interactive and more fun for them too, instead of just writing it, okay. All right, so these were the specifics. So we said getting pairs of two, then read the particular text, answer question 1, part A and part B. Then analyze your work, share aloud the thinking behind your answer. That's why I said justify your answer. And then the exemplar student, of course, they'll go and share why the answer is what it is. Then if someone has an incorrect response, you ask the other kids, well, do you agree with this particular response? Allow the student with the incorrect response to justify the answer, share why they had the answer wrong and all that. And then allow the students to discuss the error. After that, what are the keys to remember when answering questions like this? And so, of course, allow kids to kind of answer the question, and then we add what we need to add as the teachers. And then naming strategy or conceptual understanding. So I'll display this right here, and we're gonna, basically without a Discord, the teacher is mostly facilitating. So it's not a lot on our part, but we just have to practice this. So we'll work in pairs and practice this, and we'll be done. Okay. So y'all want to run? Okay. Alright, so if anybody needs to see that, that's fine. I'm sorry I can't project it in here. But I also kind of wrote it down right here. Alright. So, we were partners. Alright, cool. We just kind of put our teachers the same. The guy is already, so one person will be the teacher, the other person will be the student. Okay. One part, A part.
Then I know that he is not the answer, and I know that 8 is not the answer. So I'm looking to see what it's. Alright, so the answer would be B.
Alright, so now basically we need to set the follow-up plan. When do we plan to do this guided discourse? I suggest tomorrow, okay? Let's do this tomorrow, and then we will revisit the data and, have our conversation about this when we meet on Tuesday. Okay, so I'll come in to observe to see how it's going. So again, when are we gonna do this?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and I will come and observe, and we will continue to spiral these standards in, because these are our power standards, and so the kids will continue to be exposed, to them. Last thing, think about those kids who are at the bottom of the totem pole. How will we assist them? What can we do as far as, putting in extra support, tutoring?
Small group routines.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of my kids do better with one-on-one, they can't be around.
Yeah.
Need that one-on-one with the teachers.
Okay. Okay.